following program contains disturbing materials that may not be suitable for some resellers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. Just another video where we talk about just reselling whatever comes to my mind while I'm working. I'm out here working, and I don't know what you guys think. I think some of you guys like this series. Some of you guys really could care less as long as we talk about something that is relevant to reselling. So that's kind of what we do, kind of what we're doing right now. And yeah, so I'm out here. I need to turn my AC unit on because it's going to get warm. So I apologize. These mics do a pretty decent job of blocking out like the noise, but maybe you can hear that the compressor came on. So it is what it is. I can't do it without at least being somewhat comfortable. And I'm not going to buy a split AC unit. I'm just not going to do it. Just the way it's set up out here, I'm just going to put up with what I have here and make it work. So this is like what, our 6th summer in Vegas, and we're still here, we're still kicking, we're still making money. So dealing with liquidation today. What's new? Got stuff like this. This is a leaf blower. Batteries work, but when you put the battery in, the display comes on for like 2 seconds and then nothing. It doesn't power on. So it's a faulty unit. Maxlander. Anybody heard of Maxlander? I haven't. So guess what? There's no parts or repair on this one. I generally don't do parts or repair for third-party knockoff brands unless the comps tell me otherwise. So that's kind of a no for me. But here's the good news. The battery packs and the dual charger have value. So I think I'm going to be able, based on the sold comps on this brand, and it's very important because this is not like it's a Craftsman brand or anything, but the sold comps show about 60 to 70 bucks for the batteries and the charger. So I think we're going to clean it up. We've already tested it out. The battery's charged on this thing just fine. And clean it up and get it ready to put on the main account. And so I think what you guys need, if you sell electronics or maybe just a liquidation, I think it's a good idea to have this. You guys know what this is. These are just little twist ties, and it's good for cables, and in this case a power cable. So you might just throw your charger in a box and allow the cable just to kind of fly around without any regard to the presentation. But one thing you have to think about in every aspect of your business is the perception, the possible perception that your buyer will have when they interact with you. And that's from the start of the transaction to them reaching out to you about a question, to you even prepping your items. So what I'm doing right now is I'm prepping my items. So I'm going through, and when they get this item, now, I'm not going to tell them it's new and try to represent that it's new, but heck, I want them to at least make it look like, I care. So I clean it up, right? I take time to make sure, like, if there's a little bit of dirt on this, yeah, it's still going to be sold as a pre-owned item, but it's going to look like a well-kept and well-taken care of pre-owned item. There's a big difference. There's different stages and different conditions of pre-owned on eBay. eBay only recently has made you come out and grade your own pre-owned clothing, and it may be coming down the line where they may have you grade the level of pre-owned, because I can get an open box item right through liquidation where it's obvious somebody's made, let's say, a cup of coffee in a coffee maker, or a couple Keurig pods they've put in a Keurig, and they decided to return it after trying it for a couple weeks. Well, that in itself is not as used as somebody's used Keurig that they've used every day for the last 2 years and decided to get a new one, and now they're going to sell this one as used. But all they got to do is clean it up real nice, and no one's going to know the difference. But I think there's a big difference in wear and tear when it comes to electronics. So that's why in my listings, because I've asked myself this question, why am I putting in the item description and the condition description, this is an open box customer return unit? I want that buyer. Now, sometimes the buyer's gonna be like, "Well, what's wrong with it?" Right? But for me, I want that buyer to know there's not a lot of wear and tear on the unit, and that's kind of why I do that. So it's only been tried out before being returned. There's a 30 to sometimes 45-day return window with Amazon. So they had it that long, and it's not like it's a 2-year-old unit that's been used to hell. Like how our buyers like to buy our items and use it to hell for 30 days. Well, it's possible, but I do my best to grade these items. Now, what I'm doing right here, I have this Maxlander has accessories. So this is like a mulcher bag, I guess. So you can pick up the leaves, and it'll vacuum it all up in the bag. And it looks like, it was tried out before the thing stopped working. But I'm sure there's somebody out there who is going to need one of these bags. So I'm going to put it aside. I'm not yet ready to list, but I'm going to put it aside because on my secondary account, I'm going to be putting like the extensions and stuff together in a package. And normally I'd say, okay, well, the blower hose I'll put in one listing, and the tubing for the vacuum part of it in another, because a lot of these blowers have like a vacuum and a blow suction feature. And I'm going to take it all, because it's an off-brand, all 3 things, and put them as one lot. I'm sure somebody out there who loves their Maxlander, maybe they're missing the tubes or the bag, or they just want, theirs are beat to hell, they want a new one. This is going in the trash. There's no sense. Well, let's just do this. There it goes. Sorry about that if it was too loud. Sometimes when you have product that has zero value, resale value, even as parts or repair, I do enjoy the slam of just throwing it across the garage and allowing it to hit the concrete. And if it breaks, it breaks. They have one in Vegas here where you can go and spend like $100 and just break shit, and that's cool. But I'm not spending $100 to do this. I'm breaking stuff that's not going to have any value to me. So, like maybe I'll include the strap. There's a strap for the thing as well. You can tell this one was never used. So it looks to me like they use this unit maybe once or twice. Things stop working. Third party, brand nobody really cares about. And that's the end of that story. They returned it. So instructions, I'll just put the instructions there, and I'll put everything back in that box. So this is kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm having time to get out here and part things out. We've got my listings in the main category, or the main store, already listed earlier today. They kind of goofing around, made dinner, and decided, you know what? I'll come out here and make a video. You guys will see this tomorrow, and we'll see how this works. Now, this is not going to be the only format I do, but I think this allows me to be productive while making videos. So I'm cool with it if you guys are. So here's another one. This is a brand, pretty good brand, but it's not all that popular, but it's pretty good. It's called Karcher. I think it's a European brand. Karcher. You guys hear about that? And this thing won't power on. It won't power on. It's a power washer machine. I've got the hose. I've got the wheels you got to put on. But first thing I did was plug it in. Don't try to clean it. Don't try to, put it together so you can take photos. Plug the thing in. Even if it doesn't look like all the parts are, in place, because it's going to save time. And it seems obvious, but There's been many times I'm eager to like put something together, and I put it together, plug it in, and the thing is dead. Well, this thing is dead. It ain't working. The light on this GFI breaker, I guess that they have built in the power, it comes on, but there's a little pedal for on and off, and it's dead. But there's a number of sellers that are selling the wheels, selling this, selling um, the gun part of it. And so the gun part of it, I mean, it's like 20 something. This is a $20 bill right here plus shipping, 24, 25 bucks. This one's like $20 plus shipping. The wheels are like 15. The hose maybe like 15. So really, a lot of times you can get in liquidation, you can get stuff. It doesn't even matter if it works because you part it out. The sold comps are there to support parting it out, and you will make possibly more money. So something like this, it's kind of big and bulky. Because it's probably going to cost more than it's worth to ship, I probably have a hard time of actually selling this. It's kind of interesting that they have little, this is where you put the, I don't know what that is. Okay, that's where you put the power when it's not being used. So yeah, this here may not be listed, but what I'm going to do, I mean, aside from the little parts that I did identify with you, this cable, this cord, it's like a 10 to 15 foot cord, and this one's probably a $20 bill once I get this thing opened up. So we have like a soap tank that'll come right off, and this little compartment, it's a little I guess compartment for your different accessories on this. I'm sure that'll sell. Again, we're dealing with an item that is kind of bulky, so I don't know, it's not very heavy, so I don't know how we're going to get. I really, when it comes to parts, I really don't like bothering with parts that are going to be too big. That's just the way this is. A juice worth the squeeze. Some of these are rivets, so I can't. I have the T bits to get some of these off, but I think some of these are just rivets, so I'm not getting that off. So yeah, here I am out here working, talking to you guys as if you were right here with me. It's kind of cool. Hopefully you guys are able to be productive while watching this content, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes. We'll keep making these videos if you guys like them. Now, on the lives, there's a number of folks. Maybe you're one of them. Look, I'm not mad at you guys. I think that, you know, if we're honest about our feelings about things, we should talk about them. And I think there's some folks that really are sick of AI. And I think either they have their own AI solution and they're not interested in the AI that's coming, or their business model really at this time doesn't seem to support AI right now. Or it's just not, look, it's just not in the cards. You're just not going to do it. Now, I've said, you know, get with the times, because right now it's so new. You don't even know how this is going to impact reselling. We have an idea, but we really just don't know. But once it becomes more clear that AI is going to be a game changer, I think people are going to have to change their stance on AI. I mean, I say you have to. You don't have to do anything. But if you want to compete, because look, there's going to be people within your niche that are going to take every advantage that they can to get the edge on you. You have to know that. No matter how in tune you are with your business, there's always someone else that's going to be just as in tune with their business, if not more. And it's going to make things a little more difficult for you to secure that sale. And that's just my 2 cents on it. Maybe I'm wrong. Put it down below. Fighting with this thing because, first of all, I've never broken one of these down. So sometimes when you're parting things out, you just got to kind of use a little common sense and a little brute strength, and hopefully you don't break anything. There we go. So there we go. I got this little part. It's the little thing you step on for power. And yeah, there we go. It's all good. Now what I'll do is I will take a little baggie so that I don't lose my parts. I always keep my baggies around, and I will throw them in the bag with the parts. Not necessarily the screws, because I'm assuming that if they're taking their old one apart, or yeah, maybe I'll put 2 screws in. So I'll just kind of complete it, put it aside. That way I know it's a unit. I've also done the homework on this, so I kind of have an idea before going into this what the parts are that need to be pulled that people have sold. And what is this? So here's another part. And sometimes you got to carry like the longer screwdrivers. I do have those. I don't know where they're at. I'd have to look for them if I need one. I don't need one just yet. And yeah, this is my thing. So I'm out here working up a sweat. There's nothing wrong with it. Get out here and get some stuff done. I'm good with all that. I'm here for it. I'm okay with putting in a hard day's work if I need to. You guys get to kind of see with this video that I don't just sit behind a computer. I do get out here and I'm fired up because I know that my business depends on me doing this work. And on paper, you look at it, I got a pile of stuff behind me that I really don't want to mess with and part out. But the motivation is I got to reclaim some of this space back, because it's hard to work in clutter, and I feel like that's what I've been doing the last few months. So I've got a lot of that. And of course, tomorrow, by the time you're watching this, which is today, you'll see that I have a lot of stuff to pick up, and I'll be adding more items to my garage. So the motivation is to clear this place up. But yeah, going back to the topic that some people don't want to talk about, and I respect that, but here we are talking about it. At least I think our mindset towards it. I think, is it really burnout? People are having a burnout with the AI conversation, because we haven't even tried these programs yet. Some have, but they're very limited in their functionality so far from what I hear. The full rollout hasn't happened yet for everyone. Or is it like not burnout so much as it's like you don't want to deal with it? It's like, look, you're force feeding me this content. I don't want to talk about AI. It's not something that I want to deal with. I don't plan on dealing with it for whatever reason, and I'd rather talk about something else. And I try, like on the live, I tried to talk about other things, but in the comments you get people talking. Maybe they're just responding to me because it kind of was a little bit of the topic at hand. But I gotta say it, guys. AI is here to stay. And in the words of Darth Vader, it is useless to resist. I'll just say it like that, because it's coming, and somebody's taking advantage of it. Somebody's taking advantage of it. I want to be that guy. Now, for me, I'm going to use it on a very limited basis. It's going to help me with my draft. I think I talked about this in live. It's going to help me with my draft process. So it's always looking to change. How can I change and improve my processes? What in the world? Well, there goes that, huh? The problem is I have this issue with my bicep, and I don't want to strain my arm, because if I put too much torque in my arm, I might pull something. I'm not bowling right now in the summer, but I was very concerned about that all year. It's been an injury I've had for many, many years from bowling that pops its ugly head up every so often, and it prevents me from bowling. Now, you guys might say, well, who gives a crap about bowling? Well, if that's something you enjoy doing, then it should be a concern. If there's something that you do out there, a hobby, You want to be able to keep doing it as you get older. And as you get older, things heal slower. Finding this out, and you gotta find a way to stay healthy. So yeah, this is fun. So this is part of parting things out. Getting out here in this hot garage, and boy, this thing's not cooperating with me at all. It's like, hold on. Well, that was fun. So yeah, so the day in the life of a reseller who likes to get in here and break stuff. And I'm really just trying to get into the internals at this point. Trying to get to the screw holes so I can use the screwdriver and get inside this thing. Yes, I know I should have some goggles on, and I don't. Oh, I love it. My third return. It's like they come in threes. While I'm talking to you guys, here comes eBay. It popped up with a return request. So I've got to put up with that. It's fun. I don't know how hard it is to get these parts out. It might not be. Okay, that might be something. We'll have to see. Match it up with the sold comps. If there's no sold comps for it, then I'm going to be less apt to mess with it. And you know what's cool is about some of these, people will buy these to fix. You know, they'll open them up, they'll take the parts and fix them. And I think it's easy to like accumulate all the screws from inside the device and just chuck them, right? But you can go in and sell like a little baggie of screws from the device for about $10 to $15. Some devices is like $20. Don't sleep on screws. Okay, here's another one. So yeah. So I don't know. I think I'm just talking for the sake of talking. I think when you're doing these videos, it's not about hearing yourself speak. It's more of just keeping the conversation going more than anything else. Because I don't think you guys want to hear me break shit and have dead air, do you? I don't know how much I'm going to get out of this thing. This thing does not want to. Oh no. I don't know if that's a part that's going to be sellable or not. If the people want that part, I'll have to go and look. Again, if the sold comp supported, I'll keep it. There's got to be screws here that I'm not seeing, or clips of some sort, because I see a motor in here. Now, I don't think I'll try to sell the motor out of it, because if the unit's not powering up for me, there's got to be some part internally that's not worth messing with. So if like the motor, I'm not messing with. But different parts that I see comps for, like this power cord, for instance. I want to get this open so I can get the power cord going, but I don't see a way to do that. This is more now of a challenge. I could give up, I guess, but I don't give up that easily. What is this? No. I don't know. I'm stumped. I'm gonna see. Did I get all the screws out of here? Seems like it. So, what else can we talk about? Sales aren't that great right now. A high $200-$300 day. I started to, and that's something I got to do tonight when I'm done here with this video, is I need to get through and put another lot together. I put together a lot 2 days ago for Illinois for police patches, and I put a lot that I launched yesterday for New Jersey and New York. So I may have only a handful of some of these patches, and like the Illinois, I think I had upwards of 20 in that lot. Let's try to crack it open here. New Jersey, New York, I think I only had 4 left because someone had reached out and bought a lot of them that I had. Yeah, we're at 17 minutes on this one. So yeah, not a whole lot to talk about. Sorry, guys, I don't have any groundbreaking nuggets or morsels of information for you. Um, I just wanted to get out here, get some work done, and thought, you know what, I will try to maybe make a video. You guys can watch me kill myself, and I think we'll meet both objectives, and we'll all leave happy. I haven't killed myself yet, so stay tuned. It's becoming juice and squeeze time at this point. I do want this $20 bill in the cord, but I got to get to the base wiring on this, and I don't want to. I guess I can bust this thing open. I just don't want to. I don't have protective equipment. I don't want to kill myself in the process. Maybe I just don't. What would you guys do? Now, I don't know. By the time this video is over, I might still be staring at this piece of plastic that I'm trying to open up. All the screws are out of their holes there, and it almost feels like there's like an internal set of clips because I see how it parts down the center, and so maybe that's it. Uh-oh. Oh, that wasn't it. No. Yeah, there's something else holding these things together, and I'm just not seeing it. So this might be trashiola time. Give it a couple more tries. Nope. So what more fun is there than to watch some over the hill guy struggle in his garage with just random crap? Well, if you enjoy that kind of thing, you've reached the right place. Making progress. I just don't see myself doing it. Don't try this at home. Inside there looks to be a burn-up motor. Wow. A couple more screws and I can get to my... Ooh, it's all dirty and everything. So yes, I won the battle. So the motor's dead. That was like a $50 motor if it was in good condition. But I'm not messing with it. I don't know how to rebuild these things. I barely know how to get the screws off. So I'll try to get this power cable intact. See, like right there. So you get into that, right? The power cable connects to those connectors, see? And now, that's what I'm talking about right there. See, if I was to cut that, I don't think anybody would have bought the it's not safe. I don't think we don't have the right connectors. Here I am talking about safety. I don't even have glasses on. Probably should, but it's all right. I live to see another day. So that's cool. Now, I do know that there's people that will take some of these parts, like this connector mechanism. I don't think I did it right, but hold on. This connector mechanism of some sort. Yeah. And I don't know what it is, but it's part of the motor. I will put it aside and see if there's comps for it. This is kind of maybe how John parts things out 101. I look for like this little cover. Maybe there's something there. You will be surprised if you ever start getting into the parting game. There's a couple stores or sellers that I follow as well that'll get in there and find out how exactly are they getting it done, and emulate that, right? That's the thing, emulate that. So maybe this right here, maybe none of it has value. Now there's a wire that has a butt that it's connected to, so you got that. I don't know if that's any good. Okay. That's trash, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm not well versed at all on a lot of these things. Like this motor is making really dirty, and I don't want to mess with it any more than I already have. So I won't. I don't see anything that's going to be easy to take off of here that's going to be worth my time. And the crazy thing is, I don't see it right now, but I believe that I am going to come across, like, oh man, I should have removed that part. That one's worth $20, right? But like this little adapter thing. But otherwise, I'm not going any further with it. So I was able to salvage the power cord. We got a bunch of screws. I've got a mess here, but ain't nothing that a little bit of cleaner won't fix. It's on my white photo area, and I've got a 100-foot roll of this white. It's like a white PVC paper, and it for me suits my purpose. So I only use about maybe 6 or 7 feet of it, and if it gets too nasty, I'll just rip it down and put a new install a new. Takes me 5 minutes just to unscrew it, because I screw them into the walls and into my table here, so it stays in place. And yeah, I got a new clean one. I usually do that for every 2-3 months. I'll replace it after it gets a little nasty, and I think it might be about time. And speaking about time, it's about that time for me. I'm going to take myself out of this hot garage. I'm going to accumulate the parts that I've accumulated, and I'm going to get them on my secondary account. But maybe it's not the way you do things, it's the way I do things, but there's money in stuff that maybe isn't even working for you. There's parts that are somebody, I promise you, in many of the things that you're selling, I promise you there's money in the parts. And if you're willing to go through a little bit of elbow grease or a little bit of dirt on your hand, then this is one way to do it. But figuring all that out is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. I want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day. Remember, we're going to have the members only live, not this Wednesday. We're going to have it the following Wednesday at our normal time, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And I'm sure I'll come out with another video between now and Friday. But if I don't, we'll see you guys here on the live. Take care.
Returns and lowball offers too. Zero takedowns, they're a pain, what can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast. Profit Playbook's the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, will you guide? With flipping ain't easy by yourself. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast. Profit Playbook's the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast. Profit Playbook's the name. With Scott and Josh, flipping's more than a game.